Being self-absorbed is often viewed negatively, as it implies a predominant focus on oneself at the expense of others' needs and feelings. While we all like to believe we are empathetic and considerate, it's easy to slip into self-centered behaviors. Recognizing these traits in yourself is the first step towards making positive changes. Here are some signs that might indicate self-absorbed tendencies. Chapter 1. Determining if you're self-absorbed. 1. Evaluate your conversations. The way you interact with others can often reveal whether you are self-absorbed. Reflecting on your conversations will help you assess your conversational focus and empathy. After engaging with others, consider these questions. Who spoke the most during the conversation? Who directed the flow of the discussion? Did you discover anything new about the other person? Were your questions focused solely on your experiences, or did you show genuine curiosity about the other person? 2. Rate your listening skills. Listening is a key skill that self-absorbed individuals often struggle with. They may redirect conversations to themselves rather than focusing on the speaker. Think about how you engage in conversations. Do you truly listen, or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? Did you learn anything unexpected about the other person? Were you empathetic, particularly if the other person was upset? Improving your listening skills can help you become more empathetic and less self-centered in your interactions. Analyze your feelings post-interaction. Your emotional response after conversations can also provide insights into self-absorption. Reflect on how you feel after talking with others. Does it seem like a competition for who can speak the most or have the most dramatic story? Are you more focused on winning the conversation rather than understanding different perspectives? Do you feel drained or moody if you don't win the discussion? These feelings can be signs of self-absorption, as they reflect a need to dominate or be the center of attention rather than a genuine exchange of ideas. Reflect on your consideration for others' feelings. A key indicator of self-absorption is a lack of empathy, the inability to understand and share the feelings of others. This can often manifest in how you consider the emotional states of those around you. Assess how often you think about the feelings and situations of your friends and family. Do you know what's currently happening in their lives? Are you aware of how they feel about these events? How often do people feel hurt or upset by your actions without you realizing it? If you find that you're often unaware of how others feel, it might be time to focus on developing your empathy. This doesn't mean neglecting your own feelings, but balancing your attention to ensure that your loved ones don't feel overlooked or invisible. Analyze your focus during social interactions. Self-absorbed individuals often enter social situations with the intent of being seen as interesting or appealing, rather than focusing on mutual engagement. Think about your thoughts and feelings after social interactions. Do you obsess over how you appeared to others? Are you preoccupied with how many people noticed you or found you interesting? Do you frequently reflect on your performance in conversations in terms of how witty or charming you were? This inward focus on self-presentation without regard to the experience and engagement of others is a strong sign of self-absorption. If you often find yourself rehashing your own social highlights without considering the input or feelings of others, it may indicate a need to shift your focus outward. Assess your reaction to feedback. The ability to receive and process feedback, especially when it is constructive, is critical for personal and professional growth. Self-absorbed individuals often struggle with this due to a heightened focus on self-image. Think about how you typically respond to feedback. Do you immediately feel defensive or angry? Is your first instinct to dismiss the person's comments without considering their validity? How often do you reflect on the feedback to understand the perspective behind it? Consider your tendencies to assign blame. A common trait among self-absorbed individuals is the reluctance to accept personal fault, often resulting in blaming others for their own mistakes or misfortunes. Reflect on situations where things went wrong. When you face issues like unpaid bills or incomplete work projects, what is your immediate response? Do you find reasons why others are at fault? How often do you take responsibility for your actions? This tendency not only hinders accountability but can also strain relationships both personally and professionally. Recognizing and correcting a habit of shifting blame can lead to more mature handling of setbacks and foster a more responsible and self-aware attitude. Consider generational influences. While generational labels can often be oversimplified, research has suggested that certain societal and economic conditions have shaped the behaviors commonly associated with different age groups, including what some interpret as self-absorption. Millennials, for example, grew up during significant global crises that have uniquely impacted their outlook and survival strategies. What might be perceived as self-absorption could be a method of coping with these challenges. Understanding versus excusing. Recognizing the reasons behind certain behaviors can provide context but should not serve as an excuse for not improving or adapting. Emphasizing empathy and concern for others not only betters relationships but can also be a more effective coping strategy. Chapter 2. Letting go of self-absorbed behaviors. Embrace flexibility in approaches. Rigidity in how things should be done can be another sign of self-absorption, especially if it leads to dismissing others' ideas or contributions. Practice being open to different methods and approaches, even if they diverge from your own. This can involve letting others lead projects or accepting that there are many effective ways to achieve a goal. Learn to share or even forego credit for successes. Recognize and celebrate the contributions of others as valuable, even if it means they might receive the accolades. Be aware of feelings of anger or annoyance when others propose different ways of doing things. Acknowledge these emotions as signs that your ego might be interfering with your ability to be collaborative and open-minded. Practical steps to implement these behaviors. Regularly express gratitude for what you have and for others' contributions, which can help shift focus away from a self-centered viewpoint. Actively ask for input from others and show genuine interest in their ideas. This not only promotes inclusivity but also enriches your own understanding and creativity. When you find yourself feeling defensive or frustrated by others' suggestions, take a moment to reflect why. Understanding these reactions can be a powerful tool in moderating them and fostering a more collaborative spirit. Jealousy over others' achievements is a common trait among those who are self-absorbed. This reaction can undermine relationships and hinder your own happiness. Celebrate others' successes. Strive to genuinely feel happy for others when they achieve something or receive praise. If you notice feelings of jealousy or resentment, acknowledge these feelings and then consciously shift your focus to celebrating the success alongside them. Reflect on emotions. Understand why you feel jealous. Is it a sense of inadequacy, or perhaps a fear of being overshadowed? Addressing these underlying concerns can help reduce these feelings over time. Practice empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and see the situation from their perspective. This can help you connect with their joy and lessen feelings of envy. Forgetting significant events in the lives of those around you while expecting them to remember yours can be indicative of self-absorption. Determine whether your forgetfulness is a broader issue of disorganization or a specific disregard for others' milestones. If it's the former, improving your organizational skills might help. If it's the latter, this might be a sign of self-absorption. Use tools to help remember. Leverage calendars, reminders, and alerts to keep track of important dates in your friends' and family members' lives. Making a conscious effort to remember and celebrate these occasions can show that you care. Evaluate fairness in expectations. Reflect on whether it's fair to expect others to remember your important dates if you don't reciprocate. Balancing this can improve your relationships and help you be less self-centered. Expanding your circle to include a variety of personalities can challenge self-absorbed tendencies and enrich your social experience. Broaden social interactions. Actively seek out friendships with people who differ from your usual type, especially those who are outgoing or command attention. Being around a diverse group can help you become more adaptable and less focused on dominating social interactions. Embrace different traits. Recognize the value in all personality types. By appreciating what both extroverted and introverted individuals bring to a relationship, you can learn to enjoy being part of a group rather than always leading it. Reflect on romantic relationships. If you find yourself avoiding relationships with people who seem to overshadow you, consider why you feel threatened by their presence. Working through these feelings can lead to healthier, more balanced relationships. Increase kindness and respect. Evaluate your behavior. Pay attention to how you treat service staff, colleagues, and friends. Small actions like punctuality and politeness can show respect and appreciation for their time and effort. Consistency in treatment. Make an effort to treat everyone with kindness and respect regardless of their status or what they can do for you. This includes being on time, listening actively, and engaging sincerely. Reciprocal respect. Remember that just as you feel hurt when mistreated, others feel the same. Strive to treat others as you would like to be treated, recognizing that everyone deserves respect and kindness. Chapter 3: Becoming more caring. Develop self-awareness. Becoming more caring starts with self-awareness, recognizing when your actions or focus are too self-centered. After interactions, reflect on your engagement, self-reflection questions. Did I ensure the conversation wasn't just about me? What did I learn about my friend's feelings or situation today? This kind of reflection can help you identify and modify behaviors that may be perceived as self-absorbed. Engage actively with others. Showing genuine interest in the experiences and feelings of others is crucial to overcoming self-absorption. Make it a point to ask meaningful questions that focus on the other person's feelings and experiences. In social settings, inquire about their feelings or how they accomplished personal goals. At work, ask colleagues for their input on projects genuinely, valuing their suggestions over your own. This practice not only makes others feel valued but also enriches your understanding of different perspectives. Apologize genuinely. Recognizing and apologizing for your actions when they hurt someone is a powerful step toward being more empathetic. Focus on truly understanding and empathizing with the other person's feelings, rather than just performing the act of apologizing. If you're not used to apologizing, your initial attempts may feel awkward. However, the more you practice, the more natural it will become, and the less often you'll find yourself in situations needing an apology. By cultivating these habits, you can transform how you interact with others, from a self-centered approach to one that is more empathetic and caring. This shift not only improves your relationships, but also contributes to personal growth and a more fulfilling social life. Practice mindful listening. Effective communication involves more listening than speaking. Here's how to enhance your listening skills. Active listening. Focus on truly understanding what others are saying without interrupting or planning your response. Listen with the intent to learn rather than to reply. Reflect and validate. Show that you've heard and understood by repeating key phrases or summarizing their stories. This demonstrates respect and attentiveness. Stay open. Allow your preconceptions to be challenged. Be open to being persuaded by others' viewpoints, which shows that you value their thoughts as much as your own. Show genuine interest and support. Ongoing engagement. Keep in touch with friends regularly, not just when you see them in person. Send messages or make calls to ask about their lives, especially if they are facing challenges. Thoughtful gestures. Small acts of kindness can make a big difference. Remember details from your last conversations and follow up on them. For example, ask about a situation they mentioned before or how they're feeling about upcoming events. Value their opinions. Involve friends in your decisions by asking for their advice on matters important to you. This not only makes them feel valued but also strengthens your bond. Engage in altruistic activities. Shifting focus from oneself to helping others is a powerful way to combat self-absorption. Volunteer. Dedicate time to helping out at local charities, food banks, or community events. Volunteering not only benefits those in need, but also enriches your own life by broadening your perspective. Practice unconditional kindness. Do things for others without expecting anything in return. This cultivates a genuine concern for others and develops your empathy. Evaluate relationships. Reflect on your friendships and social interactions to ensure they are not being used solely for personal gain. True friendships should be valued for the relationship itself, not what it can offer you. Foster healthy self-esteem. Understanding the difference between self-love and self-absorption is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships with yourself and others. Balance self-love with compassion for others. It's important to love and respect yourself without infringing on others' well-being. High self-esteem allows you to stand up for yourself and ensures you are treated with respect, but it should not come at the expense of others. Promote mutual respect. True self-love involves treating others with the same kindness and respect you deserve. This balance prevents self-absorption and ensures that your relationships are both supportive and caring.